One. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Referral Partner Acquisition Show. If you're new to the show, my name is Will Anagnos. As always, I'm not here with Panos yet. He's coming, but I am here with my other co-host, David Youngs. David, what's going on?
I'm working away, trying to do all the right activities that we need to do.
Perfect. That's what we're here to do today. So if you're new to the show, we do this every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. And we talk about how to acquire referral partners, how to provide them value, and so that they can stick around long term, so that you can nurture them long term. And if you find this valuable today, please let us know by slapping that like button or that love button, that heart. If you have any questions that you want answered, please just drop them in the comments down below and we'll answer them accordingly. Today, we're going to be talking about objection handling, specifically right now, because what we've noticed is that the objections that we used to hear, we still hear them, but we're hearing more of a couple others that we really want to hone in on, because you're going to approach them differently as you would mentally. So before you hear the objection, so you know what to do beforehand, preparing, and afterwards. So if you like this video, please slap that like button and let us know you're here. And David, what are some, let's just get into it. What are some objections that you hear more often now? You still heard, last year, 6 months ago, but that you're hearing more now. What are you doing to overcome those objections so that you can get meetings and get your shot?
Yeah. So for anybody that may not know, I am a licensed mortgage advisor. My day-to-day primarily is focused on exactly what everyone on this call is doing as well. So I'm in it. Think of me as kind of like a beta tester almost. We try something new. A lot of times it's me or it's Panos or it's one of us are doing something, trying to help just improve the systems, improve the messaging. But in the past, when business was really just crazy busy, no one was able to keep up. Realtors would usually say, "I'm good, thanks. I got lenders." That's going to be probably the number one objection you're always going to have is I already have a lender or 10 lenders. And that objection is never going to go away. We still see that all the time. When it comes to that specific one, I just think it's so critical that you have your USP, your unique selling proposition, really nailed down. Because if you don't know why you should be the one that they work with fully, if you don't know how to articulate that, how are they going to possibly understand or want to talk with you? So that's something I know our team coaches with, can help with. That's probably, we've already done videos, I'm sure, on this in the past, and we can do another Facebook Live at another point on the USP in more detail. But why use you? And every LO that I know has something unique about them, something unique in their background, something unique in their skill set, what they went to school for, what their company does, what they've learned, maybe by default, like they just stumbled their way into reverse mortgage lending and that's what they really are getting good at. Or maybe they just do a ton of first-time home buyer down payment assistance because that's the niche focus they've ended up taking. So figure that USP out and lead with that. But the first thing you want to do is just push back. I don't know how many LOs are actually pushing back fully or to the full extent that's needed to really convert. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, when you say pushback, what do you mean exactly?
So realtor says, "No, thanks, I'm good. I got lenders." Okay. And then the LO, so say you're the realtor, and I say, "Oh, that stinks." And then I go to the next realtor, and I mark them as not interested. And then they go sit in my not interested in my pipeline, and that's where they live. And I may never talk to them again. I may never attempt them again because I'm on to the next one. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's plenty of realtors out there. Mm-hmm. And if you have somebody that's not interested, you don't have to spend your entire life trying to get that one agent. But you do want to take a little extra effort just to make sure you're trying to convert them. Ask them more questions. Yeah. So here's a great example. I had a realtor. She's a full-time realtor in my market. She's been doing this for quite a few years. She wrote back very simply. I'm literally going to read this to you. "I appreciate your persistence," because this is now message 6 already now. She finally replied, "I appreciate your persistence, but I'm going to pass." So I wrote back, "May I ask why?" That's it. You don't even know what I'm offering you yet, really. Why? And then she wrote back, "Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm irritated or impressed with your persistence. The jury is out. Feel free, though, if you desire, to bullet point for me exactly how you think you can help me close more deals, other than, of course, referring me clients with a smiley face. So I took that as a challenge of she wants me to write back. So I wrote back, I picked 4 things that are unique to me, and I just one sentence. Go ahead.
Before you get to that, so like this is awesome. Like not only do your systems follow up for you, but when it was time for you to manually respond or manually get back rebuttal in this case, you didn't put your tail between your legs and just roll over and say, okay, he's fine. Like you took the extra step, which a lot of people don't do. You mentioned that earlier, but I really wanted to emphasize that. Like taking the extra step can make the difference like in the world. Like we don't even know where this is going to take us like a year from now. But anyway, I wanted to emphasize that.
Yeah, so, there was a part of me that thought she wrote back, I'm not sure if I'm irritated or impressed. So I thought for a half second, maybe I shouldn't push this one. But I thought, she gave me the invitation. I mean, I just read what she said. So I sent over just 4 bullet point sentences. And I said, there's a lot more. There's about 15 other things probably I could list out here, but I don't want to go too far down this path right now over email. Does any of this, as she said, pique your interest? Or sorry, to her point, I said, does any of this pique your interest enough to invest in a conversation? Because that's all I'm asking for, conversation. She wrote back, interest piqued, smiley face. Next week, Monday or Tuesday or Thursday or Friday morning, all should work. Let me know what works for you for a call or a Zoom.
Really quick recap. So how many touch points did you attempt to make before the first response from her? Was it 6?
Let me pull her up in.
If it's 5 or 6 or 7, let's average.
So, yep. So it was 1 message on LinkedIn, then 2, then 3, then 4. Then she replied, told me who she's already talking with or already works with. I wrote back, I know some of the people over there, great companies, by the way. This is all prefaced to what I was sharing now.
So 5.
And I said that, I can say with strong confidence, this is part of my pitch to everybody. I can say with strong confidence, if the partner you're working with is not me, then you're missing things in your business. I can guarantee there are ways I can help you if it's not me. And I can, and I
if you word that properly, you can really get interest. Yeah, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. So that's what I wrote back. She saw the message because I can see when she sees it. She saw it. She never replied. And then it went to email. So this would be, what was that? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on LinkedIn. Then the email trigger went out to follow up. So that was 7.
And that was automatic, right? You didn't even do anything.
That was automatic. Yeah. Then all of a sudden it flips now to live email. So now we've got 8, 9, 10.
Oh, question. So this moved over to email. This is where she responded. Okay. Oh, yep. So look at that guy. God, this is amazing. This is a perfect example of systems helping navigate the channel of what the contact or the realtor in this case prefers. So all of a sudden you're using their preferred channel, which in this case was email, not LinkedIn. But it all started from that. So that's cool that your systems actually just switched them over for you.
Yeah. And a side note with that too, don't forget when somebody does reply, move them in the pipeline to replied. Because you definitely don't want automations going out continuously if they've already replied and they said not interested or something like that. Move them to the right category. Just a quick, don't forget to do that.
Pretty simple. When you have a lead, you bump them over to interested, not interested, or something in the middle. Like that's common sense, but people do forget. So thank you for bringing it up. I wanted to ask the audience who's watching this, and even if you're watching this on the replay, David sent out enough touch points for this to work. But before any traction, it took 5. How many of you who are watching this have a system, or it could be a system where it's manual. It could be a manual system where you do it or a VA does it. That could be fine. But do you have any sort of system or step-by-step where you're touching contacts 5 times? I'm sure someone who's watching this says, of course I do. Like, duh. Like I would answer like that, for example. But I know for a fact that there are not a lot of people who are taking the extra step, especially when they give you an objection. How many are you are just sending out maybe 1 or 2 touch points, or 3? 5 is how much it took to get a chance. And then how many more did it take? 3 more, I think, before you actually got the appointment. So it just goes to show if you don't have, forget about, whatever someone's teaching you right now. If you don't have your prospecting that is touching your prospects more than 5 times, then you need to reevaluate that, because prospecting is where all, that's what's in your pipeline, guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to mention that.
Had she not replied, by the way, I think it was actually 6 or 7 before she replied, but had she not replied, that automation still would have continued. So it would have been 8, 9, 10, 11. It would have kept going. So having all of that, I mean, it's amazing how I have actually had some realtors and financial advisors that worked the same thing in the past with, where it's been 6 months plus, and they reply back to a message from 6 months ago that I sent because they found it and forgot about it. And they're like, I'm so sorry. And all of a sudden I get a meeting with them. So
and that's a meeting that you didn't have, that you would have never, and these pile up. I mean, you've probably had 100+ meetings this year that you shouldn't have had if you didn't have literally a switch flicked.
For literally over 100 probably interested people that I've met with here over the year so far, whether that's phone, Zoom, or in person.
And how many referrals has that led to? That's all tracked in your systems. So that's amazing.
To be quite honest, I didn't look up those stats before this class. I don't know what it's actually worked out to, but I can tell you, just from some of the financial advisors in particular that I was working with, there's about 4 or 5 in particular that have been really good. We've had multiple meetings, and we've now been working with multiple clients together. So it's not, I don't even care about the other 1,000 financial advisors I didn't really have conversations with or deep conversations with. But you never know. One of them might reply back again in a month or 2. So, and I know there's a handful more every day. I'll see a new one pops through.
As long as you're prospecting on LinkedIn the way we are, it's just an unlimited amount of opportunities. New individuals are popping up every single day. It's unlimited. It's amazing. Anyway, let's get back on track to handling the objection. So you get back to where we left off, if you can recall.
So coming back to that one objection, I've already got lenders I work with. Part of the strategy that you want to share, I mean, what you want to say, again, your USP, how is this going to help them? They don't care about you. They really don't. I mean, you're good, and you're going to use this. Everybody says the same things. They're used to it. We close on time. We answer our phones on evenings and weekends. We've got great rate, great programs, and great service. If you don't do those 5 things, then you're not really doing your job well. Because that's like par for the course what you should be doing to do your job. If you don't answer your phone and your rates suck and you don't have good programs, you don't have good servicing, and you don't really know what you're doing, then get out of the business. This isn't the business for you. But if you're doing these things, that's great. That's to be expected. But that's not a value proposition. You got to be able to take this thing and turn it into, Will, this is why you should work with me. Let me show you 1, 2, 3 strategies that we can implement that'll help you close more business. And by the way, if you're not sure what the USP is that you have, and you truly think, I don't have one, we can help with that. By just being with our company, you're going to get access to how you can help the realtor run ads online if they want to do that, how to work their past client database, how to, I don't know, I don't even know half the stuff we have.
How to help them advertise their listings, how to help them be more omnipresent, which means just more people can see you online on all your social media accounts. These are all tiny things that like shifting the way a profile looks can drastically change the outcome. As long as you're getting traffic it's like running an ad, like a good advertisement versus a bad one. It's the same thing with your online presence, except that's free. You don't have to pay for it, which is awesome. So things like that. And you have access to our community, our support, and coaching.
Yep. So that's the key. Lead with how you're going to help them. And no matter what they say, honestly, all of the objections of how you can handle it, a lot of them you're going to want to come back around to, are you at least open to a conversation about how I can help you close more business? Something to that effect. And don't go for, let's grab coffee right away. You can. Sometimes they'll raise their hand and say, they'll say, let's do it. But usually, quick phone call, 15 minutes on the phone. That's all I'm looking for. I just want to chat briefly, learn about you and your business, and share a couple ways I think I might be able to help.
Yeah, and expressing the fact that you know how, like, you have things that you're very, very confident that you can help them with. That weeds out anybody who's truly happy and they don't need you. They don't want you. They're truly not interested. You don't have to waste your time with them, which is awesome. You get to weed them out in the process, which is something we don't actually talk about. How much filtering we do and time saving. We don't talk about that enough. But the people who are going to respond are going to have enough little pain, which is fine. It's good because that means you can help them with something. Those people who are going to get back to you and say, "Hey, I want to chat and see what you can do for me," is because they have even a little bit of pain that they need more support. And if someone has zero pain, they're completely content, then they're going to be a waste of your time if they actually wanted to chat with you. You'd find out later that it wouldn't work out. And weeding out all those early on, just that adds up to years of work.
So I want to circle back kind of the beginning. We were talking about how some of the objections have changed a bit. This one's still popular. I wanted to start with this one because it's so important to really have this one down, because this is going to be usually what you say in any circumstance. But there's a new one that's coming up a lot more lately, which is they're so embarrassed by their lack of closings, as are you probably as an LO. So you got two embarrassed people, like neither one is closing what they wanted before. So you're shy about reaching out. They're shy about replying. So a lot of these realtors, what I'm finding is they're actually replying back and saying, "I just left my job. Sorry, I don't think I'm a good fit." Or "I just went down to very part-time. I'm not really doing that anymore." Or what we're hoping to hear more, which is a better one, is just simply, "I'm not closing as much as I was. So I don't think I'm going to be very helpful." Because all they're thinking is you're calling them, hitting them up to send referrals. Which, of course, in the long run, yes, that's what we're looking for. But wouldn't it be nice if instead of it's all on them to go get clients and send referrals, if we can just come in, show them how to get more clients, teach them how to do this, show them some strategies, and then out of thin air, we can create 1, 2, 3, 5, 20 more clients, even if it's one. For realtor commission, you know what? That's a few grand at least. So if I could help you close one extra deal this whole year, realtor, even part-time, just by knowing I exist and knowing some of the things that I have access to that you can have for free, wouldn't that be worth 15 minutes to have a conversation?
And the ones who are a better fit, I should say, are gonna want to chat with you. Yes.
So just know that going in.
Yeah, everything you're saying are all things that we talk about every single week in this. If you're new to this live, this is something that we talk about every single week, especially on our coaching calls, more in depth and more detail, specific to each individual's roadblocks that they're trying to hurdle. So just like this. So yeah. Anyway, as you were saying, I cut you off.
Yeah, I'm just saying, have empathy and acknowledge it. Tell the realtor, you know what? That's okay. Everyone's down right now. Well, I shouldn't say everyone. There's like probably 1 to 2% of our market that is the same or higher just because of their circumstances. But as an industry, everyone's down on volume. That's not saying anything about your character or capabilities. It's just the market we're in. So that's okay. That's why I'm reaching out. That's exactly why I'm reaching out. You're down on business.
Yeah, the more transparent you guys are, the more open people are going to feel to be open with you about their current situation. Be transparent with them. Like, I know, tell them what they're probably thinking. I know that you have an existing lender. I know that you're not closing as much as you used to. Like, tell them that. Remind them. I know we're on the same page. We're on the same side of the table. So excellent.
Exactly. I believe I even changed my own messaging. I'm not sure if everybody is doing it this way, but in my messaging, the automations, I don't think it went to Lynn. But if it goes far enough and they haven't replied still in LinkedIn, I've got another message I put in there now that simply says, "Listen, I know it's a challenging market and a lot of agents are struggling. I don't know if that's you, but the reason, again, I'm reaching out is I want to see if I can help." Like, just leave it there and lead with that giving mentality. That has actually triggered a few people to reply back. Like, "You're right. I'm down. I'm not sure if it's going to really make sense," but it starts the conversation.
Yeah. I don't have the exact numbers, but your "I'm not interested" rate is a little up, but your objection handling to convert to an appointment is also up. So it just goes to show, guys, that sometimes you just need to pivot.
Exactly. Do you want to mention the magic scripts document?
Yeah, I do want to mention and remind everyone, if you're a current client, you're watching this, you have access to our objection handling magic scripts SOP. I'll just flash it, screen share really quick, just so everyone knows what we're talking about. If you want access to it, book a call with us, see if we're a good fit to work together. And once you start working with us, you'll have access to all of our SOPs, including the objection handling magic scripts, which is something that we coach you on so that you're executing. Just giving this to you guys is not going to help. It's actually executing it and doing it live. So here it is. We have a ton of objections. So we have like 5A, 5, 5, keeps going up. 13 so far. And actually it's 13A, 13B. So there should be more total. Anyway, so each one of these, this is like send me a lead first. This is what you say. This is what they say. This is what you say. I've already built relationships with X. This is what you say. And we add new ones and update this all the time live. So, and we do it, we role play it in our coaching calls if that's needed.
And I want to throw out an ask to everybody too. If if you get this document and you see it and you're using it and you come across anything at all in your conversations that you're like, there really isn't a good answer to this one, or maybe you come up with a better answer than what's on here, please share it with their group so that we can share as a community with each other on how we can improve.
Let me tell you guys, complete transparency. These that I just showed you, this document is built up of everything that I've witnessed and seen over my almost 5 years doing this. Every single objection that's here, I have seen, like literally I've seen it on LinkedIn profiles and other social media accounts, and what a lender did to handle it, and did it work or did it not? And we've used them and we've tested it. And together as a community, not just myself and the team, but loan officers, the whole community, we've built this together. So this is just not us building it. This is actually, this is an objection handling sheet from lenders to lenders. And it's being updated every single day because we're seeing more objections. We're seeing hundreds of objections because we're monitoring so many accounts. And it's nice to be able to test for you and give you guys the shortcut. So you guys don't have to, hit yourself on the head and not hit yourself in the head, but what I'm trying to say is deal with what we're dealing with. We're figuring it out for you, and then we'll just give it to you, and you can run with it. Yeah. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, or we've invented it for you. We've figured it out for you.
There's one last one I would just encourage people to give some thought to. There is an answer in the script, but right now everybody's thinking it's coming up on the holiday period. Mm-hmm. Call me after the first of the year. Call me after the first of the year. Call me after ideally we want to talk sooner, of course. There's no need to wait until after the first of the year. Nothing's going to change between now and then.
Changes. Yeah, I'm just going to say that.
We're talking about 15 minutes over the phone. So again, push back a little bit. Confirm. So you are interested in talking. You're just saying timing's bad, mm-hmm. Or figure out what this is first. Push back. Like, I'm literally looking for just 15 minutes. Are you 100% tomorrow or the next day? We can't find 15 minutes in a window just to chat about this concept. There should be no reason why somebody has to push a 15-minute phone call over 3 weeks away from the time of this recording. So just
one way I want to
let anybody do that to you.
One way I want to reword this. You're saying push back. Some people may be like, at least my thought is someone may think, I don't want to push. Think of it as it's all about how you think, guys, because David could have easily said, I don't want to be rude, and he would have never gotten these appointments. But he thought to himself, push back. I would have thought to myself, I'm going to take the next step. So guys, I want you to, whatever sounds good in your head, take the next step.
Politely challenge the objection. How about that?
I encourage you to politely challenge the objection ethically so that you guys can grow together in 2024. And if you are someone who doesn't want to deal with objections, it takes a toll on the mental state because people who especially cold call get rejected all the time. This is something that we do for you. I wanted to share one more thing. This is a new little flow chart that I'm in the process of creating. It's not done yet, but right here, basically, your LinkedIn profile plays the role as the advertisement. This is what realtors are seeing. And these are how many realtors you'd be talking with on a daily basis. And this is where the objections are going to come from. And we handle this all for you. So realtors just pop onto your calendar. At the end of the day, they get put into your realtor onboarding and nurture platform. You build your value so that realtors want to work with you. And then you have at least 6, this is our Ascension promise, 6 referral partners working with you every 6 months that you're running this. But you need to make sure that you are executing everything properly. Not one stone unturned. So we do this all for you because I understand that objection handling not only is hard because you have to think about what to say, things are always changing. It takes a toll on you mentally. And we just don't want you to do the things that are not going to move the needle forward. These are all things that are pushed forward. It's a proven process, and we're here to help you do that.
Yeah. And if you're in the elite program, you don't have to worry about half this stuff anyway, because we're doing all the messaging for you. So you don't even have to bother. You just show up to the meeting that they already said they want to have.
Right. Focus. And then we would focus in our coaching calls all about how to, imagine that this bubble is your value, how to blow up your value so much that in your onboarding platform, the realtors that are in there, they're constantly getting nurtured upon so that they come to you with more questions. They need more help. You're helping them with something, which is why you guys are going back and forth in the first place. You say goodbye to, hey, I'm just calling to check in. Hey, I'm just calling to see how the holidays were. Like you're actually calling them about this business growth thing that you're helping them with, whatever it may be. There's a ton of valuable things that you can help them with, tools to aid them to grow their business. And so that is, once you get their referrals one time from 6 or more different realtors, and over time you get referrals from their family members, it just branches off and it snowballs into this magical thing that you've seen all of our members. They've written us and David, one of them, testimonials all about all the good things that are happening. So this is something that's proven, and we want to help you guys in 2024. Do this, especially if you're having a challenge. And if you're not on, if you don't have the funds, if you're new to this, if you're new in the loan industry, at least be on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is that solves the traffic problem. I hear a lot of people saying in Facebook groups, I don't know where to find realtors. I drive to their offices, they're not there. I call them, they don't pick up, or they just hang up on me. I don't know what else to do. I don't like going to open houses with gift baskets. It's weird. I feel awkward. If you have a LinkedIn profile and it's just sitting there, like that's where your traffic comes from. Now, utilizing it properly, that's a whole nother thing in itself, but you have a solution. So guys, use that.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
And if you don't have the money right now, either A, go
LinkedIn,
get it.
LinkedIn is free. So if you don't have, So anyway.
You say A, go get it, or B, start with one of the very basic programs we have just to get it going. Let the algorithms learn, let it get rolling. And then as you see the results, and you're going to be blown away by what you see with how many people are applying, you'll start to be able to grow from there, and you'll see this thing work. Everybody that's done this thing, that stays on it and watches their messages and shows up to the meetings, does well with this thing. And
if you're a loan officer watching this and you're like, I've tried on LinkedIn, it didn't work for whatever reason. They say this, I don't want this, I don't want that. You did it wrong, whether it was at the profile level, it was at the outreach level, you were in testing, your unique value proposition was not irresistible enough. It could be your back end. Maybe you just didn't show up. We've actually seen that people just not show up. So it could have been that. And maybe you just didn't do it. Let's say you are doing it correctly. Let's say you know everything I know and you did it exactly the way we do it to get the results that we get, and it still didn't work. You didn't do it long enough. It's like a workout program. Like you just didn't do it long enough to get the muscle or lose the weight that you wanted. It works, guys. So get that out of your head. It works. You just got to do it properly. And having a profile, don't let it sit. Don't waste your time cold calling and driving to offices and going to bed every night saying, I don't know how to get in front of more realtors. They're all there, an unlimited amount, unlimited. You just need to be there. So just be there. Start with that. And if you need any training, free or paid, we're here to help you.
Yep.
And we're here every single Friday as well, giving you value.
Yeah. If you have questions on objections, get the script. Will's happy to share that. Reach out to us. We're happy to train and coach on it. And again, if you come across something we haven't run into really yet, or maybe you've got a different take on it, share it with us so we can help other people too.
Love that. Well, hope you guys enjoyed our episode today. David, thanks for spinning this value. It's been awesome. And it's crazy that we're hearing it from a source of someone who's you're in the trenches every single day doing this, which is awesome at the highest level. So As always, we're here every single Friday at 12 p.m. noon Eastern live. You can also watch all these replays on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Just type in WA Marketing Solutions. And if you'd like to learn more about partnering up with us and how that works, please visit our website, wamarketingsolutions.com, or you can send a message here on Facebook. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. This is the Referral Partner Acquisition Show. See you guys next time.
Thanks for the time.